To keep yourself updated, subscribe to Indigo Learn and click the bell icon and download our app OneFin to start learning on the go.
Now the next part of the standard is agreeing to the acceptance on the change in terms of engagement. That means acceptances to the change in the terms of engagement. Now what do you mean by this? The meaning of this is we have now started the audit. And how did we start the audit? By me and management agreeing on the same thing, and we have now ready with all the terms and conditions of the engagement, and we have started the audit. Now while we are conducting the audit, the management comes to us and says, look, there has to be brought a certain changes in the terms of engagement. That means what we agreed the previous time when we were sitting across and discussing the terms of engagement, all that we had agreed upon, we need to bring certain changes. Now what do you mean by this? The meaning of this is, what happens is, we have already started doing the audit, and now the management is coming to us and requesting us to change the terms of engagement. If this would have happened before acceptance, then we would have not accepted the audit. That means if they would have, tried to limit the scope or something, then at that very point we would have said, we will not accept the engagement, we will not do the audit. But this is not the case now. Now the thing is different. What is happening is, that time they said, everything is fine, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll provide you all the information, everything is told by them, accepted by them, agreed by them. Now it comes to a situation where, looking at all of that, we started doing our audit. Now the management is coming to us and saying, look, you need to change certain terms of engagement. Now what auditor will do? Auditor will straight away not deny about the changes in the terms. He will first ask the management, what is the change that you require? And he will question himself, is there a reasonable justification for acceptance of such change? Like for example, suppose if there is some kind of misunderstanding between the nature of service that they wanted from us and what we have assumed. Like they wanted us to conduct statutory audit, we thought it to be a tax audit. Okay, so here there is some kind of reasonable justification that we can think about, that yes, they are requesting us to change it. Now if such kind of change happens, we are okay with it, we could bring the change in the terms of engagement. But if suppose the auditor realizes that the management is asking us to change something which is going to bring our assurance to a lower level. Now we all know we have to give a reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatement. And this reasonable assurance has to be high level of assurance. Now what is happening? The auditor is feeling, or the auditor thinks, that what the management is asking us to do is going to bring our level of assurance lower. That means it is going to bring low level of assurance to the work that we are conducting. In that case, think practically, will you accept the changes that the management is asking you? Absolutely not. In that case, what we will think is, we will not do it or we will not accept the change. Now what happens is, when you are telling that you will not accept the change and the management says that we are not allowing you to continue with the old engagement letter. Now in that case there comes a problem, because you agreed to the old engagement. Now the management says that we are not allowing you to continue with that. If you bring these changes, we will allow you to continue. Now what changes could be unreasonable for us? If they are restricting our scope, if they are not giving access to certain documentations. For example, suppose we are asking them for list of trade receivables, and now they are denying and asking us to change the terms of engagement. Now these are something which are going to bring some kind of doubt in our minds. Doubt as in, obviously we know management has an idea that there is something wrong there. So somewhere or the other, they are very clear that something is wrong or misstated in the debtors' balances. In that case, that is the reason they are asking us not to check that. Okay? So these are the terms where we believe it is unreasonable for us to accept. Now in that case, what we will do is, if it is unreasonable and we feel it is not justified to change the terms of engagement, and the management is telling, we are not permitting you to continue with the original engagement. Now the auditor says, look, I will not continue with the client. So what he says, you are not listening to me, so absolutely okay, I will withdraw the engagement. So first thing he will see is, look into for disclaimer of opinion. He will then communicate to the man. If that is not possible, obviously, he will go to the management, communicate with them. If they are also having the same opinion for us to limit or for us to bring the changes, then we simply say we give up on the client. That means we are going to withdraw from the terms of engagement. But that alone will not be enough. You as the auditor have certain responsibilities. So what you will do is, when you will be thinking of withdrawing an engagement, you can withdraw, absolutely no problem, discretion is yours. Because the situations are like that, you could withdraw from the engagement. But it is your duty to check whether do you have any other reporting requirements. What do you mean by reporting requirements? This condition or this kind of reporting have you to do to some regulators, have you to do to the owners, have you to do to the TCWG. Is some kind of reporting requirement there on you? Does law put a responsibility over you that if a situation like this comes, is reporting required to them? In that case, you withdraw, we have no problem, but then along with that, you also take care of your responsibility. So you will withdraw and do all the reporting that is required to the respective authorities which the law is telling you. So in that case, very simple understanding is, you will see what is the change which the management is asking you, but not before, it is after accepting the engagement. So now what happens is, you will see what are the changes. If you feel the changes are justified, then we are okay, we'll accept the change and we could continue. But one very important point is, if you are ready to accept the change, you cannot modify the existing engagement letter. You will have to redraft a new engagement letter, wherein all the terms and conditions will be brought to a separate paper altogether. So we need to understand here that acceptance of a change in terms of engagement, the auditor will first check if there is a reasonable justification for the auditor to make the changes. If he agrees, then changes can be made and he can continue the engagement. But then these engagements, whatever changes that you are bringing up, should not be brought in the original engagement letter by some kind of alteration or modification. What has to be done is, it has to be redrafted and a fresh new engagement letter has to be generated. And this new engagement letter, which is drafted again, has to be accepted by both the client and the auditor. So when there are changes, these changes have to come over a different piece of paper altogether, and then this has to be accepted by the client and the auditor as an agreement for the new terms and engagement. But suppose if the auditor believes that there is no reasonable justification for him to accept the changes, then he will look into for if there is a need to give disclaimer of opinion. And if that is not possible or if that is not required, he would then think about withdrawing the engagement. And then we know very well, if you withdraw the engagement, you will first communicate with the management and TCWG. But if they are also of the same opinion that you have to change the terms of engagement and you are not allowed to continue with the original engagement terms, then in that case, what will you do is, you will withdraw the engagement. And when you withdraw the engagement, you also have to take care of the other responsibilities that you have. So the other responsibilities are, you need to check whether there is any reporting responsibility that is entrusted on you for the purpose of reporting this matter to, maybe it could be the members of the company or the members of the organization, to the regulators, that is any act governing you. If any of that kind of reporting is required, then the auditor has to fulfill that requirement as well.